Hi there, this is Adam over at Cod Microgreens. I was just going to do another update. Actually, not an update, but another grow cycle, this time again with cilantro, to try to, if you've been following these, to give you some more insight on some of the ins and outs of growing this particular variety. It can be a little bit challenging, especially when you get right to the medium stages. It does have a tendency to damp off on you. So one of the things you do want to make sure you do is keep a good eye on your watering, and always have a good gap, especially if you're bottom watering, where the you don't want to water too much so they're sitting in a puddle, just enough so they kind of soak up whatever water you have in there, and then be able to have a little gap on your drain tray for it to seep back down, so the very top layer of your soil, you know, where the stems meet the top of the soil, stays rather dry, and you're only really watering the roots underneath, and that way you greatly reduce any possibility of damping off. You might get away with it this time of year because right now it's February 8th, and the humidity in the Northeast is rather low. But, you know, so you don't have that tendency, you know, 80 degrees and, you know, in your grow room where you're trying to cool things down, and even with your dehumidifier running 24/7, you're still running in, at least mine is running in the high 50s, you know, emptying out 5 to 10 gallons of water a day out of the place. So that's just something to think about. But here, again, I've pre-germinated my seeds. I started the germination process on January 29th, and today is now February 8th. And right here, you can see there we go. So that's about 10 days now that this has been in germination, and you see it's like almost like rooting itself together in there, and you have this, look at the roots right there. So I mean, these are already growing, and they've already gotten to a good stage. And again, like I've said in my other videos, that, you know, if you can get it to grow to a certain stage here and not have to put it on a rack, and, you know, in the summertime, that's going to save you a lot of space that you can do other stuff, other quick crops, you know. And if I can avoid using rack space for 10 days and just get it to go like this and save space, it's a win-win. So I'm going to start getting some of these into soil, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I've gone and moistened all the soil here. And I'm basically going to take this as is, and I'm going to sprinkle this on top. Like so. I've never really taken them this far before 10 days. I usually do it after 6, and there's much smaller roots. So, you know, this is going to be something new. If you can even take them to 9 days, whether or not it's a good idea or not. So when these are come to fruition, we will be able to see whether or not as I can see, this is a little bit slower. I mean, I might not go this far again. But again, you guys know that, you know, this isn't always the only thing you're doing in your life. Sometimes life gets in the way and you're just like, okay, I got all those seeds, you know. This is one of those things where you can say, you know, it's not wasted. You know, it's kind of like a little earworm, like you would say, that you can go ahead and move along with this, and you could still save your seeds. You know, you haven't wasted 4 cups of cilantro seed for nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this up with dirt, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now you can see that I have covered them all up with soil, a generous amount of soil, I'd say. You can see that you can barely see any strands coming up. I probably did about 1/4 of an inch of soil on there. And then I'm just going to stack them. I usually go about 5 high on my stacking. I think with this I'm going to go about 3 because I don't want to crush the roots or cause any, you know, damage and compression on the soil. But just a little FYI, after my last video, I wanted to see, again, this is, I started the germination on 121, and then I planted at 129, so it's about 7 days right there, full germination. The roots were a little bit smaller than what I had before, and then you know, and this batch right here. Now that's the 29th, and then it's the 8th today, so that's been 9 days later. I'm not saying that this process actually speeds up the growing process at all. It's just that, you know, I'd rather be having it growing in a small little bin, you know, during its time, than, you know, taking up space on racks when I only got 11 by 13 grow room. And as you can see right now, right here, that you can see that there's little leaves, first true leaves starting to show, except for the one in the back there. I have like little to no seed hulls, and so you can go down to this one as well. Right there, you know, it's just, they're just starting to come out. And right there as well. So there you go. Next video, I really want to kind of get into using the same process but with Swiss chard. Swiss chard is one of those really awesome bright colored greens. You know, currently I have in the soil right now ruby red, which is, you know, nice bright red with a, you know, with a red leaf. You can see right here. And there's another version. Actually, I just bought 2 new varieties from Kitazawa's seed company. Kitazawa. One is an orange Fantasia, and the other one is a purple. It's like a magenta purple variety. So I think, you know, if you can grow chards consistently, I mean, they're really gonna, you know, brighten up and add a lot of value to your mix. Or if you get good at growing chards, I mean, just the color alone, I mean, if you can make a living, just on selling those. I mean, bull's blood beet is always a go-to for bright red color. And if, like, you know, if you can, you know, the ruby red chard is almost exactly the same looking as, you know, a little bit, you know, less dark red than the bull's blood beet. But I mean, if you can get good at those, you know, you really can start making a lot more money. But anyway, I will get to that video when I get to that video, which should be sometime, maybe today if I have the time. So anyway, have a great weekend, everyone. It's Adam Federer and Cod Microgreens. Have a great day.